So me and Madden thought that the Packers would beat the Lions on Thursday Night Football, as there was Madden's prediction. There's my prediction right there. But as I'm sure most of you know, the Lions defeated the Packers 34-20. So me and Madden were both unable to get that prediction right, as our records are on the screen right there for the total season. As we'll hop into our first game of Sunday, and it's going to be a 9:30 game, but unfortunately I kind of have to set it to 9 just because of Madden being limited. So right now we're simming Falcons and Jags, as the Falcons are 2-1, losing to the Lions last week, and the Jags are 1-2, losing in a very surprising fashion to the Texans last week. So we'll see what Madden thinks is going to happen for this game. Right now, Atlanta's on top by a considerable amount. Jags score a touchdown, but it was really more a garbage time touchdown to make the score look better, as the Falcons will easily win this one 27-20. And I agree. I think the Falcons will take this one as well. I just think they've been playing better football than the Jags, as my score prediction's right there, 20-17. I think Falcons win, and so does Madden. As our next game's going to be between the Rams and the Colts. This is technically our first 1 o'clock game that's actually a 1 o'clock game. And Rams, surprisingly, are not playing as bad as people think they would at the beginning of the season. Colts are 2-1, shocking the Ravens last week. Rams could not beat the Bengals, but they didn't play terrible like a lot of people expected them to. So right now, it's a tie game. Rams just took the lead by a touchdown. Colts tied it up. And it's going into overtime, actually. This is a really good game. And Madden thinks that the Rams will take this one from the Colts, 20-17. And I'm not sure who the underdog is in this game. I would assume it'd be the Rams, just because the Colts are at home and they have a better record. And I agree. I think the Rams will win as well. And I think the score is going to be 17 Rams, 14 Colts, as I think this will be Anthony Richardson's first game back since week 2, as Madden clearly putting him in because they obviously don't really know, but I think he was going to play. As our next game is going to be between two AFC North teams, and the Ravens and the Browns. Both these teams 2-1. As I literally just mentioned with the Ravens, they lost surprisingly to the Colts, and the Titans lose to the Browns beat the Titans in a very sound fashion. As right now, Ravens on top by 8. Now they're up by 15. Browns cut it to 8. And but it's not going to really matter, because Madden thinks the Ravens got this one 20-20, as the Browns were unable to get the ball back after scoring their touchdown. And that's Madden's prediction, and I disagree. I think the Browns got this one because their defense has been phenomenal. I think they'll win this one 13-10, just because their defense has been extremely good. Our next game is going to be between the Vikings and Panthers. Both these teams are 0-3, both looking for their first dub of the season. So we'll see what Madden thinks about this one. It'll be played in Carolina. We'll see if that makes any difference in this one, because I'm sure the Vikings are favored to win this game. As right now, 7-0 Panthers. Vikings kick a field goal, and they get a touchdown to go up by 3. And Panthers get a touchdown, go up by 4. Vikings and Panthers just keep trading touchdowns. Vikings up by 3. And now it's going to overtime. And the Panthers stole this one away from the Vikings, as they take this one 23-20. As they were able to come from behind and win this game in overtime. So credit to them for that. But I still don't think that's going to be enough, because I think the Vikings got this one 27-24. So that's another one where me and Madden don't agree on. As our next game is going to be between the Bengals and the Titans. Both these teams are sitting at 1-2, and both are massively underperforming from what was expected of them at the beginning of the year. The Bengals are 1-2, and they won last week, but they started off really slowly, and the Titans, they only have 1 win this year, and they got blown out by the Browns last week. As right now, Madden thinks the Bengals are going to win, I think, as the Titans actually stormed all the way back, but it's not going to matter, as the Bengals just barely holding on to that, as they almost let that one slip away from them, because they were up by 21. And then the Titans managed to tie it up, but the Bengals able to get an insurance score to officially clinch the game, as I do think the Bengals will win, but I think it'll be lower scoring. 20-12 is my score prediction. As our next game is going to be between two NFC South teams, between the Bucs and the Saints. Both of these teams sitting at 2-1, both suffering a loss last week, so both of these teams looking to get back on track and get back in the win column, and hopefully they don't let their loss get too out of hand, because the Bucs lost by a lot and the Saints lost by a singular point, so both of them are probably pretty gut-wrenching. As right now, Saints are up by 7, but the Bucs do tie it up, and they get a touchdown quickly. Saints, I thought they had that one, but it looks like Madden thinks the Bucs are going to get 14 unanswered points in the fourth quarter and take this one 24-17. And no, I think the Saints got this one 23-20. So yeah, me and Madden having a lot of disagreements this week, as we did last week, because last week we had very different records because we had very different picked games. As our next game is going to be between the Dolphins and the Bills. Dolphins undefeated after defeating the Broncos by 50 points. Yes, I'm not making that up. They actually won by 50 points. Score was 70-20. Bills also won by a considerable amount. They beat the Commanders by 34. As this is going to be a huge game for the AFC East, because whoever wins this will take first place. Well, Dolphins have first place, but if the Bills win, they'll take it, and if the Dolphins win, they'll keep having it. As Madden thinks the Bills are going to win this one 24-7, and I think the Dolphins got this one. They looked unstoppable last week, regardless of the opponent. I think they will beat the Bills. 41-37 is what I think the score prediction is going to be. I think it'll be definitely a big shootout, just because both these teams have very good offenses. As two had 91 yards in that game. As Broncos-Bears, I'm just going to get this game over with. I think the Bears are going to win. We'll just go ahead and sim it, because we have to, just because it is a game that no one is going to watch. I guarantee that no one is going to watch this game. It's literally the two worst teams playing each other. Both these teams yet to get a win. And right now it's a tie game at 14. Bears take the lead by 7. Broncos tie it back up. And it's into overtime. And the Broncos able to kick a field goal. And Madden thinks they're going to get their first win this week with a score of 24-21. And as I just mentioned, no, Bears are winning this game. Broncos fucking suck. I don't think they're going to win a game this season. I think the Bears got this one 24-20. Yeah, but no one's going to watch that game, so who cares? Next game, Commanders and Eagles, a game that people will probably watch more than that other take. Eagles are 3-0, and the Commanders lost to the Bills by 34 points, so they're looking to rebound. Eagles looking to go up to 4-0. So right now, Commanders are up 14-0, as the Eagles do score a touchdown and another one to tie the game up. Commanders get a touchdown, and they kick a field goal to make it a 2-score game. So the Eagles' offense is really struggling right now, as now the Commanders are up by 19 points, and that's going to be the victory margin for them, as the Eagles' offense really struggled, according to Madden, as the Commanders able to win this one 33-14. No, I got the Eagles winning this one. I think they're a way better team than the Commanders. I do think it'll be close since they're division rivals. 24-17 is my score prediction. I don't think the Eagles are going to lose by that much, as if they lose. As our next game is going to be between the Steelers and Texans. Both these teams receiving wins last week. Steelers beat the Raiders, which wasn't super surprising. Texans, though, that was very surprising. They were able to upset the Jags, a team that was very favored to beat them in that game. As right now it's tied at 21, as now it's 24-21. Texans take the lead by 4, and the Steelers kick a field goal, and they kick a bunch of field goals, but it does give them the lead, and they get a touchdown to go up by 7, so... And Steelers, I guess they did enough. I mean, that was a little sketchy that they had to kick that many field goals in a row, but a win's a win. And as Mike Tomlin would definitely say, standard's a standard. And they won this one 38-31. And I do think the Steelers will win this game. I think they will win with a score of 26-20. I don't see either of these teams scoring that many points. Steelers don't have a great offense, and the Texans won't really be able to get much going against the Steelers' stout defense. As our next game is going to be our first 4 o'clock game. It's going to be an AFC West clash between the Raiders and Chargers. As the Raiders, as I literally just mentioned, they lost to the Steelers. And the Chargers, they beat the Vikings, but, I mean, they didn't look that good in the process. Brandon Staley made a couple of iffy decisions in that game. As we'll see what Madden thinks will happen. Right now, Raiders are up by 13, and the Chargers struggling to get anything going, as they do get a touchdown, but it looks like it was really just a Hail Mary that they got that didn't matter just because they were already down by 13. So it is a 1-score victory, but really it was a 2-score victory just because the Chargers were down by a lot and they were not winning. And I got the Chargers in this one, 30-27, so I don't think the Raiders are going to beat the Chargers. I think it'll be close just because the Chargers don't have a great head coach, as I just mentioned, but I mean, I don't think they'll win. I don't think the Chargers will lose that game. As our next 4 o'clock game is going to be another divisional game between the Cardinals and 49ers. This time it'll be NFC West instead of AFC West. 49ers are one of those undefeated teams sitting at 3-0. Cardinals, they beat the Cowboys, which was extremely surprising to a lot of people. As, the Cardinals look way better than I thought they would. But, I mean, regardless, I don't think a lot of people think they're going to win this game. As, wow, it is a close game, but it's not going to matter as the Kyle Shanahan-led 49ers do just enough to win this game with a score of 31 49ers, 24 Cardinals. And I agree. I think the 49ers got this one. I think it'll be a little bit lower scoring. I think it'll be 49ers 22, Cardinals 19. And yeah, that's going to conclude that game. As our next 4 o'clock game is going to be between the Patriots and the Cowboys. Patriots getting their first win last week, and the Cowboys, as I just mentioned, got their first loss last week. And obviously, Patriots want to keep their win streak alive, and the Cowboys want to end their losing streak. So we'll see what Madden thinks is going to happen here. As Cowboys get a first touchdown of the game, Patriots kick a field goal. And not a whole lot of scoring so far. Cowboys do get a touchdown to go up by 11. And now they're up by 14 after kicking a field goal. Patriots kick a field goal to cut the lead to 11. But the Cowboys win this game pretty easily as they scored another touchdown. And they won this game pretty handily with a score of 23-6. And I agree. I think the Cowboys just have a much bigger talent deficit. Or no, the Patriots have a talent deficit compared to the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys got this one 27-20. And that'll conclude this game, as we'll just wait for it to transition over to the next game. As right now we got the Chiefs versus the Jets. And I think a lot of people are going to watch this game just because Taylor Swift's probably going to be at this game just because of her and Travis Kelce doing their thing. But yeah, we're going to sim this game. And Jets are up by 7 to start this off. And Chiefs able to cut the lead. Actually, they're able to take the lead after getting 14 unanswered. As the Jets need to do something, as they do get a touchdown and another touchdown. This is a closer game than I'm sure a lot of people imagine. As 28-21 is the score right now, and the Chiefs do win, but man, they didn't look that good. The Jets are definitely the inferior team in this one, and the Chiefs, they hung on, but yeah, that was sketchy. As I do think the Chiefs will win. I also do think it's going to be a close game, just because I think this is a classic trap game, just because I don't think the Chiefs are going to be focusing too much on this game, but I do think they'll still win. I mean, I don't think they're going to lose to Zach Wilson, but I definitely do think it'll be close like that. As our final game is going to be our Monday night game between the Seahawks and the Giants. As the Seahawks able to get their second win last week, and the Giants getting their second loss last week against the 49ers, as they were just outmatched. And the Seahawks, they were able to outmatch the Panthers. And see what Madden thinks is going to happen in this game. Right now it's 16-10 Seahawks. As now the Giants cut the lead to 3, 23-13 Seahawks, 23-16. This is a close-ish game, but the Seahawks are able to hang on for a not-so-close score of 26-16. It was close for a minute, but the Giants couldn't really keep the game within their grasp for too long, as the Seahawks win this one pretty easily. And I agree. I do think the Seahawks got this one as well. I think they got this one 31-17, and that's all I got. See ya.